How's it going? I am your host today, JC, and I have the express privilege of being able to interview Makesha Judson, the one and only. How's it going, lady?
It's going good. How are you doing?
It is going good. Good.
Happy to be here.
We're happy to have you here. And so one of the things we're doing with the Banks Team channel is we have something called the Inspire series. So with the Inspire series, what we have is that we're getting people who inspire us. So you're one of those people. Okay?
Oh, wow.
And so and so we want people who inspire us with the people in their lives, who inspire us with the purpose of their lives, and who inspires us with the places of their lives. And so I'm going to be asking Makesha some questions today about those things. And I'm really excited. She's someone you want to know, and I've known you for
some years. We've met our first time initially meeting was either at church or on the campus of Southern University.
Yes.
In business management. I was in business management, but for those who know Southern University, TTL Lane, which is the College of Business building, is where marketing, accounting, and business management, all of those degrees, all of the classes are in that building.
Yes.
And so we attended church together, and then we would see each other on campus, and you were grinding and innovative mind and wise beyond your years. Then I think you, at that time, you were starting in rental business and purchasing rental property in college. So you talk about me inspiring you guys. You inspired me and was just beyond your years of thinking in terms of investment property and long range wealth, even during that time in college.
That's hard to receive, but Kira's trying to teach me to just say thank you.
Yes.
So no, I thank you for that compliment. For you though, I remember you were over all of the programs, and I don't know if you remember Cedric in college, and so he was like, oh man, Makesha's awesome, she's over everything, so you were just killing it, on campus just with everything that you were doing. So, but absolutely just love the inspiration. So I have some questions for you.
Let's shoot.
So kind of let the people know, who you are, and kind of, a little bit about that.
Perfect. My name is Makesha Judson. I'm born here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, have lived and attended school here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, graduated from Southern University and receiving both my master's in public administration with a concentration in public policy and nonprofit management, as well as my business degree in business management. And so from there, I've worked at the state capitol for a state representative at the time. She's now a state senator, and I was a legislative assistant there, and received a wealth of knowledge in the legislative and governmental affairs process. Went on to be a lobbyist, a registered lobbyist as the director of programs and governmental affairs for March of Dimes. And so that was a great opportunity for what I learned as a legislative assistant to really be able to prove to myself that I could do the lobbying work, advocacy work, and really laid some great foundations and thrived in that arena. From there, I went on to the State Department of Children and Family Services, the Louisiana Department of Children and Family Services, where I was their legislative liaison. And then I went on to Mayor Broom's administration, who's the mayor of the city of Baton Rouge, the first African-American female mayor of the city of Baton Rouge, yes. And I was her chief service officer, which was a position that was created within the city of Baton Rouge by former mayor of New York, Michael Bloomberg, and his cities of service and Bloomberg Philanthropies work. And so even having that opportunity to connect and do some great things in the city of Baton Rouge. Well, of course, when you do great things, people acknowledge that, and they recognize that, and they want great talent on their team. And so the Department of Children and Family Services called me back. And there were some projects, some statewide initiatives that they wanted me to lead. And so I ended up going back to the Department of Children and Family Services as their Director of Special Projects and Legislative Liaison to still be able to do that governmental affairs work. And so that's currently where I am now. Most of my field has been in the public policy, governmental affairs lane. I love what I do. Many times people ask me if I would ever run for office. It has been consistently no. For years, I like not being the elected official, but I like being the person who supports the elected official, as well as executing and implementing and advocating for policy. So.
Oh my gosh. With that resume, the only thing left to do is run for president.
No,
so
no.
Makesha for 2024, I don't know.
No.
That is a phenomenal resume.
Well,
and one of the things on your resume is too is you were 40 under 40, right?
Yes.
How did that feel? What was that like?
Phenomenal to be awarded from the Baton Rouge Business Report, which is a premier magazine here in the city of Baton Rouge, as one of their top 40 under 40 young professionals. And so I was able to receive that award, and it was phenomenal to be recognized in your own hometown and to be among some of your other peers who is like, look out for that person, you know, and they've contributed greatly to the city. And so I hope as a lifetime resident so far with the city of Baton Rouge, I hope I have contributed greatly to the city where I was born and lived.
You know, one of the things I appreciate about you so much, Makesha, is you're so down to earth.
Yes.
And most people that know you know that. So it's like there's just a realness about you. So it doesn't really matter like the awards, the positions. Like Makesha is just the same person all the time, you know. So that's one thing Kira and I love, because I mean, you and Kira have known each other for years as well.
Right.
So you guys like go way back from church.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like you guys were really, really close. And not really were close. Y'all just were hanging out not long ago. So
yeah, I was actually in you guys' wedding, which was a beautiful thing.
Yes.
And Kira, your wife is such a sweetheart, and she's so genuine and real herself. I'm sure that's one of the reasons why you selected her. She's very powerful, and so all the great things. But she was just in town not too long ago doing business with banks, and so I welcomed her to my home, and it was great to have her as a house guest, one of my first out-of-town house guests, and so that was fun. Yes, so yeah, Kira's great, great team here at Banks Realtors, and so just excited.
Yes, yes. And so I'm going to go on with the questions now. So
Sure.
The first question I have for you is, what are the people, 3 people that you can name that inspire you the most?
Ooh.
And I know that's tough, but
That is tough. 3 people that I could name that inspires me the most. Surprisingly to say, the person who has inspired me for most of my life and who I've looked at their professionalism and how they've come up through the ranks, and I'm actually still learning from this person, is the mayor, Mayor Sharon Weston Broome. Before she even became mayor, she was a former councilwoman, a former state representative in the House, and she's broken former senator. So she's broken so many barriers, and she has been a trailblazing woman in Baton Rouge and in state and government, period. But one thing I admire about her is her relationship with God.
Yes.
And how consistent that has been over the years and over the course of her life, even when she just won re-election. And so in each campaign, there has been a prayer team, and like prayer leads what she does. And so one of the things about that too is, as leaders, you're definitely always under the microscope. And so one of the things that I appreciate about her, and I'm learning just through observation, is even when you may not do things right, when you truly are a child of God,
Yes.
and you keep God at the center, how He covers you,
Okay,
right?
you preaching now.
And so I've noticed
good,
that, and I've learned that from just watching her and observing her, is even when you make great decisions which are good and people are happy about it, but even when you make decisions that people are not so happy about and things may not come out the way you want them to, how the Lord still covers you and make your crooked places straight.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
And so I've learned that through watching her and her leadership and her and very principled, but how throughout her career, she has maintained at her core and at the centerness of who she is, her faith. And so that has been important to me. And okay, I'm just name 3 other people who I've observed and I've watched. Bill Strickland, who's funny. He's with the Manchester Bidwell Center in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia, and he created a nonprofit organization where they are like making art kits and all of those things. But I've learned about this organization through our former Love Her Councilwoman Ronnie Edwards.
Oh my God!
I could not say enough about when I mention a person who inspired me the most.
Oh my gosh!
She inspired me tremendously.
Yes.
And so through the nonprofit organization that she founded and created and is still operating today, even in her passing, we took a trip to Manchester Bidwell, and we were able to meet Bill Strickland. And he wrote a book, Making the Impossible Possible. And just to see folks doing transformative things in their cities and to see it thriving and sustaining, even beyond them. And I mean, to create a theater where legends have come to sing and produce Grammy Award winning music in that facility of Manchester Bidwell, and how he has combined nonprofit and for-profit business and worked with the city with the state of Pennsylvania to get in the state budget, and how they have funded their operations and the young people that they're able to reach in music and artistics and artists, as well as culinary experiences. That has been, just to see people do that has been great. And of course, Michelle Obama, because I think for me, former First Lady Michelle Obama gave us was an example of giving folks permission to be great.
Yeah.
In terms of, you saw an African-American woman who graduated from Harvard and Princeton and got her law degree and all of those things, but yet she was still a wife and she was still a mom, and she knew when to lead, and she had to, kind of do things for her family, but she also knew how to be a supportive wife as a first lady to her husband. And just, to me, it gave a woman kind of permission to still be great and not try to hide behind, just that, but still, and how to marry well too now. How to pick a good partner. Yeah. And then the last one is Jeffrey Canada with the Harlem Children's Zone. He was very phenomenal, and just to hear them speak. Now, all of these to me are people who have done very transformative things. And but he worked with the Harlem Children's Zone, and he started with a block in Harlem, and as far as education and education reform, and not that I am all about what is called the education reform, but the way he was able to do it in a spirit of excellence and wanting more for young people, and thinking outside of the box and in innovative ways for young people to obtain education, as well as go beyond that. I just like that. I like, to take something that's small that started from one block and create models that we are now doing in other parts of this, in other states. It was adopted by the United States Department of Education, that model, and now other states are implementing the model that was set in stone by the Harlem Children's Zone.
And it seems like you're inspired by people that are similar to you. Trailblazers. Trailblazers, And, I love what you said about the faith piece, with Mayor Rome, because we got a chance to see that. I saw her commitment to her church and her devotion to God, and just the fabric of, how much God is in everything she does.
Yeah.
And so, and Ronnie Edwards, as you know, beloved, oh my God.
She was the one, Ronnie Edwards was the one who really, she advocated for young people to first learn what it is that you want to do, go after it, like nothing is holding you back, go after it, and she supported that. Yes. She was my first person who was like a real true mentor. Like I can really go and sit down and talk with her. Even if she's in her office, she may be working on some things, but she's like, here, sit down and talk to me. What do you want to do? Yeah. And she devoted time to young people. And she was just a rock star even in of herself. But the legacy that she lives on with the people that she's impacted is great and tremendous. Yes.
She's a legend in my eyes. And, one of the things I see too as I've gotten older over the years is, and something you allude to is just how important it is for women to be successful, in their careers, because it's something I didn't get early. When you're a guy, you're just a guy. You're just like, whatever, you play basketball, you go to school, you're not really thinking about it. But, my wife and just seeing has helped me see more and more the need for more doors to be open for women because of the talent. Right. So many women are so talented, but it's not good enough to just be talented and play the back seat, but being able to get the recognition and as well as the roles as well that's necessary to display that talent. So, I just completely, I advocate. That's something I didn't understand early on, but as I've gotten older, I really understood the need for that.
And the beautiful thing for you and Kira, y'all have such a great partnership. And to be, if I'm honest, in a point of vulnerability here, is that's what women kind of want too. We do want to be great, and we do want those doors that's open. But when you talk to most successful women, and especially women of color, many times they want that partnership, and also that support where they have a husband who is just as strong as they are,
right.
And we can do this together. And that's what I love about the Banks team is a family-oriented team where you guys can thrive together and support each other in that success. And I think that's what makes it great.
No, Kira is, she's a pillar in our home, and she's just amazing. Yes.